Boy. Hey, how are you, Charlene? How am I? Tired. Tired. I'm so yeah. I'm so tired. I don't know what to do. Yes, it does. I needed it. It's not even. Let's say it's not even a real coat. This a 16 ounce. It's so weird. Yeah, it's a 16 ounce. But yeah, and I probably am not gonna finish this. But I needed this. Boy, I'm working on empty. No wine tonight. Hmm. Oh, but tomorrow, yeah, I'll be ready for it. Yeah, this thing been in the freezer, so it is nice and frozen. Man, that was so cute. I am sitting here just, yeah, there's kids outside trying to put my feet up a minute. Yeah. Other than that, no, nothing else going on. This shirt, this sucker's so big. Get rid of this. Oh, I've been cleaning all day. That's why I look a hot mess. And yeah, I've been cleaning all day. What are you doing? Hmm? I was only making sure the toothbrushes were in there. I put them in there. Did you brush your teeth? No. You didn't brush your teeth yet? You didn't brush your teeth? And put your toothbrush because it will not, it'll get left here forever and ever and ever if you don't put it in the bag. I don't see it anymore. I literally just got back from Jersey. Our 4 hour drive turned into a 7 hour drive. Oh my goodness, what happened? You guys had to stop because of the kids. Oh my goodness. I'm guessing you all made it safely though. But yeah, the kids, yeah. See, yeah. I have a little I have that's good to hear you're safe. Yeah, when I have to, the kids need to, I just have to pull out the magic sleep potion sometime because if not, we just won't get anywhere. And yeah, I have to put them out sometime. And there was I get the magic potion out. Wow, you guys have time. Good trip. What are you doing? Oh, you over there playing with tangrams? Yeah. Y'all see? Because they're called tangrams. Y'all see what's going on. Y'all are not going to see this room anymore. It was fun. You vlogged it? Okay. Oh, yeah, I did get up a vlog today. Yay for me. See, I did something productive. I have so much. In the next couple days, I'm just going to start, towards the end of the week, I'm going to start working on, because this is done. I'll be working on vlogs. So I'll try to get them up. I'm going to say every day. But if I can get 2 a day, I try to get 2. It's just going to be a ton of vlogs from now on because I have all that footage from, I still have footage from North Carolina, before North Carolina, and everything that happened last month and this month. So it's just a lot of stuff. I had to break up a lot of stuff. And I filmed the haul. We went shopping. You guys saw the, now it's in my head. You guys saw on the 10th when we did that chat, that Q&A. I actually went shopping that day. And I filmed that haul, but I did not include any of the shopping. That's going to be in the separate video. And I filmed the suite, and I filmed we went out to dinner. All that's going to be separate. So it's just going to be a lot of vlogs coming up. And then the thing I did with the kids, I actually split that footage up because it was so much footage. I don't know. We just been all over the place. Yeah, I keep wanting to tell you guys, but it's like, oh, I never put that footage up. And this child's graduation, I think I'm going to work on that now that I actually have the time. I didn't want to hurry up and do it and then miss something. So I'm going to work on that. Miss ma'am, what are you doing? But, yeah, this is it. She's over there.
I made a rocket.
Having her last little hoo-ha. You made a rocket? Yeah. I don't know. That just stopped. Hopefully you guys are still there. But, it was fun. Yeah, the rocket landed on the moon. Okay. And now it's a little house. She has told me last night she wants to start vlogging. What did you tell me you want to vlog about? She wants to have a chef show. So I think she wants to do cooking for kids. Is that what you want to do? Like everybody wants a section in this channel. Y'all want to take over my channel, huh? You do? Okay. I think there's room for that. We'll have to get you on your own little show. So I have no idea, but she was telling me what she wanted to make for kids. So I don't know. I'm gonna let her do it. Kids and their ideas. But so got the vlog up of the library, and let me show you guys what I'm doing. Let me make sure. Okay. Before I put this up. Cover up my stuff real quick, but so yeah, this is Tuesday's project. Tuesday's project. Hold on.
Mom.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, can I have cereal without milk?
I don't think we have any cereal here. Have to hold on. Mm-mm-mm. I'm not gonna show you every picture, but a couple. Let's see. So yeah, that's Tuesday's project. It is it has a it has dual masters. So that is one of my chores I'm sitting here working on. And let me see. Show you guys another one. There is no way. I really would love. I know I already have so much footage that I have not shared, and it's insane. It is insane. Let me see. Okay. Let me go back one. There. Insane. What do you guys think? Mm, this one, I'm really liking the space. The dual masters and the other one really appeals to me. But at this one, I like, there's also, is this the one? There's front stairs and there's back stairs. I think. In this one. Yep. So really, I don't know. And it's weird holding this camera and trying to do this. So yeah, I really like this one. For me, for it to be something I didn't build, I really like that. It's just something about the open, the light. It's a lot of nothing. And so I don't know. And that is actually around the corner from my friend. Actually, all these houses are. I know somebody around every corner. So yeah, I will eventually let you guys know what. Let's see what I ended up with. Let me go back. This one, I don't know where this one is. If I'm not mistaken, I think this is somebody's house that I know or knew. Do that right quick. Alright. So Oh, here's another one to study. And these pictures really do not do this justice because I know this house. I like the vanity in that one. And I don't know. But I will let you guys know what I come up with. I'm trying to flip this screen back. Hold on. Now, there it is. There we go. I see you have a fence now, so no kid. Yep, no kids from. So I don't know, but I'm gonna go look at them Tuesday and see. They're all running about the same deal and location. Like I said, to the last one, I know the family that lived at that one, and they didn't live there that long. So I like the layout for it to be something I did not build, but I'm still on the hunt for what I want to build. So in the meantime, I think this is what's gonna have to happen. Yep, definitely no neighbors, and they all have tennis courts and pools and parks and stuff. So it's a lot of entertainment and what do you call it? Trails and stuff like that. So plenty of amenities. Oh boy. Only thing I'm looking at, I'm not doing any yard. I gotta call my yard people. And then it'll be, grass is dead anyway because it's so hot out here. But mowing season is really halfway over. So about it. Yeah, like I said, I'm gonna work on this footage. And, what else? Work on the footage. I don't know why I got like this. All right. Well, I'm back and let me resume it without having to start the whole chat over. But yeah, I guess that's a good thing. That's a good one. Let's see. Yeah. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. And doing something I shouldn't be. Hold on. 1 second. All right, let me pause this. Okay, there we go. Anywho, who is on break right now, or who just started back? Let's see. It's the end of June. Yeah, I know some people take off weeks and then start right back sometime around this time. Is anybody on a break? I totally understand the vacation, and it's a great time to do it. It's 8:50. It seems like it's getting used to get dark earlier. It seems like it's getting dark later and later. Because usually around 8:15 it would be pitch black. Now it's still daylight outside. It's almost 9 o'clock. And yeah. Yep, soon as daylight saving time came, it was getting dark early. Or darker. It's weird. I guess it's that summer season. Let's see what else is going on here. There's just a whole lot of stuff. We're on break, but we start back next week, and then we take off every 4 to 5 weeks. Okay, I like that. Yeah, I like we like to take off when we want to. I don't like to be just confined to a certain time because I feel that just, I don't know, it just feels so restrictive to have to wait and take a break. I prefer the flexibility because I think that is really what keeps us going. I think if I just, I mean, not saying it's not consistent, it's a consistent, long stretch, but if I had to go long stretches before taking a break, I don't think I can manage that. It's just too much. Just even sitting here um, doing this, I told you guys I was taking my time because there was no rush. But we've been back and forth between the two houses because there is no rush. And I just got bored of packing, so I left. I'm like, I can come back and finish whatever little stuff, and then stuff was picked up, and there's still a lot of stuff that was not picked up, and yeah, I'm just over it. A lot of it's going on the curb, but I'm not, I'm not going to tempt myself and open up anything and retrieve it. I put it in there. It's gone. I don't want it. But yeah, she did. Time we take off when we feel like it, which fall around every 4 or 5 weeks. If it happens sooner, no problem. If it happens later, that's cool too. Yeah, that's kind of what we do. It just seems like we just, get to a point where it just kind of, we just want to go to recess, do something different for a day or a couple days or something like that. And it doesn't, I haven't in a negative way at all. I'm not trying to play catch up or anything like that because we just can pick back up. We're not following any AC. We're not following any, any schedule to where we have to get to, certain point, or we have to cover certain things at certain times. Just but yeah, I was saying I'm gonna finally share this stuff and just kind of about um how I have incorporated these things, show you what we do to make this work. It's nothing complicated, and yeah, it's not complicated at all. I don't have to I won't say I don't have to plan anything, but I don't really have to. My book list is my guide. So that was my thing. I had to make sure, and I'm still working on it. And so, um, yeah, that's mainly my guide is my book list. And what I need now, I have, and what I don't, we can always go to the library, but I don't really see that happening just yet because we really have what we need. Don't slam it. So, yeah, easy peasy, basic, old school schooling. No pressure, no headaches, no stress, um, no frills, no fluff. Just plain and simple. I cannot be happier. And those of you that are anticipating the year start or had a rough last year or a couple of months, um, I encourage you all to, before you start again, or if you just started, or, even if you have started, I encourage you to stop, sit down, kind of forget about what you've been doing, and write down your realistic expectations. Write down what you expect to happen for this year, what you expect to accomplish, and not a full-fledged, you know, paper. It could be a couple of things, really. It could be, in list format, however you do it, bullet. Um, but you need to have an end in mind, an end, and that will give you purpose and direction. Because a lot of times, what happens is we come into this like a year or even a day sometimes, and you have this painted up facade of what you want to happen, what you want to accomplish. And it's like, yeah, David and Goliath. Um, yeah. And you kind of feel defeated, but and then some of you guys say, well, it seems like it's things are easy for you, things just work easier. My kids are like everybody else's kids, okay? More kids. So, and I have kids that are um, special, and so my kids are not it's not any easier. It's not any harder. It's going to be as hard as you make it. And that's why I always say just relax. If you start in prayer, you'll be fine. Don't stress about not getting done, but also that realistic uh, end is what you need to focus on. Because if you are just every day flying by the seat of your pants, that's the result, and the kids will feed off of that. So you have to have some sort of direction. You have to be able to accept the because they're going to happen. Nobody's perfect. Um, and I know it is hard if you are just now starting or you just young kids. You really don't know what the end is until you get there. But you have to have some sort of, okay, this is what I can accept. And just like I said, make it realistic. Okay, I have seen the end. These kids graduating, I've seen the end. So that's the reason why it is so easy for me. And I have to, say that again and again. I have seen the end. It is, and I say easy, but I say that loosely. I don't have to work that hard because what I did worked. And so it's not broken, so I'm not fixing it. And the kids are different, so therefore these kids are different, so we're going to be fine. And sometimes I do see, things and I just wonder, okay, maybe I should try this, maybe I should try that. But all in all, I don't because I've seen the end. And that person probably has not seen the end. And again, their end is not my end. My end is not your end. But you have to have some sort of realistic expectation and a plan set in place. Not slighting the child. If you need to work, change some things up. You may be working faster than that child can keep up, or, vice versa. You have to step it up. You have to know when to step it up. And it does get tiresome. I'm not going to say that. It does. Me flipping things and just thinking, how much do I really want to put out? And the money part of the curriculum is really not that big deal because for us, education it's worth it. Um, obviously I'm home, so I'm sacrificing some income. I'm working at home, but I could be elsewhere doing, other things. But obviously it's a sacrifice. So I'm not shorting the education. But as far as buying, how much do I want to keep buying? I mean, there's a limit, and I think curriculum is like it's compulsive or impulsive buys. It can become excessive really fast. It's unnecessary, really. It's really unnecessary, but it can turn into hoarding, downright hoarding. So I just, and just clearing out this room, being able to get them through. They turned over growth wise. They grew out of this stuff, and that's why I was saying I was so glad that they grew out of this stage of where they're learning.
Mom, we have a little bit of food.
Oh, I know.
Oh, then the fridge is gonna be empty.
It's gonna be empty. It's clean, huh? Okay.
Mom,
So
I have some cereal.
just a minute. So in just a minute, I'll get you some. Are you gonna ask Jordan to make you a quesadilla?
She take it.
Yes, she will.
Yes, she will.
Yes, she will.
Yes, she will.
Go. Tell her that I said, and she'll do it. So, yeah, just getting them through this stage and knowing that they have grown and outgrown this stuff makes me excited. and moving on to the next phase and just really examining, okay, do we really need to continue to purchase and purchase and purchase? Because I see some on the hunt, constantly on the hunt, on the hunt, on the hunt, and it's like, I've been there and I said that many times with you guys. Learn the child's learning style. For one, ask them.
Someone said no.
Oh my goodness.
So give out to my kid.
Okay, hold on. Learn their styles. Learn your styles. Watch the kids. There should not be, just excess turning over curriculum, or, buying things you think that's going to work. At some point, that has to stop. And that kind of leads me to wonder, are you just picking stuff because you have to hold on a minute? Yeah, because you're bored. I don't know. It's not going to be that many things that are hit or miss. There has to be something. If you truly know your child's learning style, you know what you can handle. And the best way to teach them is to teach them from what you know, rather than trying to seek out the curriculum. Start with what you know and build on that. You may not need a curriculum. You may just need some nice living books, a nice set of resources. That's why I don't have, I see a lot of unit studies and it's 50 million books. And you know what? That's good, but kids have very small attention spans, and yeah, that's just a lot. I can do pick the best resources that I can find and use that one or two books and do what I need to do with it. And so, keeping it simple. And that's what I've seen this summer. I've seen a lot of that. In the little, time that I've been able to catch, I kind of put stuff on double speed sometimes so I can get through a couple of vlogs faster. But everybody's simplifying. Everybody's trying to cut down. Everybody's trying to streamline things and declutter. And, yeah, it's a good thing. Because, like I said, it becomes obsessive. It's just, it's crazy. So is one good set of resources, and PDF'd, and I'll show you like the front. When I show you the stuff, I will show you the front of the books. Everything is free. It's all downloadable for free. And I only take out and print out what I need. I don't have to print the entire books for them. And it's working beautifully. Yeah, I'm not, it's not broken. It's not broken. I'm not trying to fix it. The only thing, I got everybody reading, which was my, that was kind of my end. And, even though it didn't take that long, and I really knew it wasn't, but that was my focus for this past, well, not this past, because we flipped in the beginning of the year, but this year, everybody reading, and that's what we did. So, you didn't read well. So that was, once I got to that point, everything was okay. That's all I needed. It's because if the little one can read, she can kind of help herself a little more, and that helps me out to help everybody else. So I accomplished that with her. Whatever else she learned, she was learning, doing her math, and, more addition than I wanted her to, but that's fine. Yep, picking stuff because other people have it, or because you're persuaded by a YouTuber you watch. You need to learn to make your own decisions. I don't know why I did that. For your house based on your needs. Yeah, even. And I just, yeah, I don't, I try my best not to come across as persuasive, or, just pushing whatever I'm doing I try my best not to do that. You guys know that's why I hold off so long. That's why I held off so long with the room tour, because I didn't want anybody to think the glitz and the glam was it. I held off on. I just been showing you guys their work up until I guess March, maybe April when I stopped. But I didn't show you actually what we were using. And when I was ready to go at the beginning of the year, I just wanted to come across as persuasive. And even if I say, even if I say that, somebody's still going to take it that way. Well, you said, no, I never said that. This is what works for us. Okay, I am doing what I do. I can tell you other ways to use it if you don't like the way I'm using it. Because I kind of tweak some things. But again, it's not a box. It's old school. I told you guys I'm using the McGuffies. You would be surprised what I'm doing with those McGuffies. Okay, that covers a majority of what we do. And it's worth. So yeah, once I figured that out, it was like, okay, anything else, I got this. Like when I started the virtual co-op thing for geography. Once I figured all of that out and got that thing going, I said I don't have to get anything else for geography. I figured this out. Now I didn't, other than the people that are in it, I never really, they know what it is. I never wrote it like and marketed it or anything, but, it worked and I kept with it. I am going to throw something different in that I had um, in mind a while ago. We just weren't there yet, but it's still kind of on the same lines. Um, but yeah, I really, I'm not one to, oh, you need to go get this, you need to go get this, I will give you a suggestion. I get that all the time. What do you think about this? What should I do? I'll give you the suggestion, but I'm not telling you to go and get this. This is the best thing ever, because it might not be. And I see that a lot of people still are stuck on, I have to have this planned out. I have to have this curriculum. I have to follow along with everybody else. No, I'm going to use them little brown books and keep it moving, because that's what got these kids through school. So, yeah, they might be plain, but they work. Let me see. Yeah, but it's just, it's kind of, I know it's easy to fall in that trap because, you constantly see. And smartly enough, I see this a lot. New people will come and ask. Now, I'm not one that does it, and I'm not going to name the ones that do it, but more experienced moms, homeschool moms, they will ask us, well, so and so is in whatever grade, and I'm getting ready to start homeschooling, and what do you suggest? And my pet peeve on this, because everybody, they answer this question the same way, and I know it bothers the person that asked the question because they don't get the question answered. I always try to answer a question, because if somebody answered that way, and I was the one asking, it would get on my nerves. But they always say, well, go to HSLDA and da 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 da, and that's it. That's not what they're asking. They're asking for suggestions on what to use. So, my little rant on that. But yeah, and I said that a long time ago in the beginning. You always want to look up your state laws and stuff like that, but I know it kind of keeps people out of the bureaucracy of, well, you know what, remember when you referred me to this curriculum and I tried that kind of thing. But still, help people out. If they come into you showing them stuff, help them out. Don't ignore the comment. Man. So, I get it a lot. A lot of people ask, and I'm not one to say this is what I'm using. I ask more questions around the family. I'm more consulting and finding out, really what your goals, what you expect, your time, just everything, the dynamics, just all kinds of stuff. That's what I ask before I even start naming anything. Because to me, those things really, I can name you a lot of things, but it doesn't mean it's going to work. But because I'm so familiar with a lot of things, I can almost tell, okay, I think for you. And then they come back and they say, you know what, you were right on the money. I don't know why I didn't see this. Um, and most of the time it's free. Most of the time it is free. There's nothing that you have to go buy. So, me sharing the curriculum, or, the resources that we're using, again, I'm not trying to persuade anybody, and it's free. So I don't really see how you can have a negative feeling, towards something free, other than the fact that you don't understand what I'm doing with it, in which that's just ignorance. So, ask questions. But, or say, I don't see how they're learning, and a lot of people do that from just box curriculums. I don't see how they're learning. So, I expect that type of question. But again, the proof is in the work. Um, it's in the work. So, who's slamming the door? What else have I seen? I've seen, the we are not in the work text anymore, and I talked about that. The only thing they have is still they're finishing up their spelling, because we kind of switch off on certain days with their spelling connection and the McGuffies. So they still have that, but honestly, not a the work texts were more of a training ground for them, and trying to get them accustomed to um, doing schoolwork independently. That's what that's for. It's just more of a training ground. But I really don't. I find very few workbooks or work texts that that I can say that the kids actually learn something from. Somebody might disagree and say no, my kids learn a lot, but long term, they're really not. What can you remember? You use workbooks. What can you remember? Really nothing. We're more of a, okay, we're going to get a map and label the map, not fill in the workbook, because we're going to remember having to look at that map, visually discriminate, and just picture it, versus looking at the book and filling in the blank. You don't remember things like that. So, yeah, we don't too much deal with the workbooks. And then I don't like the fact that it does not lend itself to, they don't lend themselves to handwriting. They encourage the kids for the sloppy writing. And for those of you that have struggling with writing, or they hate to write, or whatever, first of all, get away from the workbooks, because all that's doing is making them be lazy anyway. So, yeah, you have to get them out of the workbook. You have to get them out of fill in the blank worksheets. That's not going to encourage them to write anything. So, albeit short, simple, convenient, it's enabling them to be lazy, sloppy, hurried, and they won't. Again, they will not remember that stuff long term like you want them to. That's why it's so much. Oh, we have to cycle back. We have to cycle back. Not much. If you really focus on doing things differently, you will find that they will retain it differently and they will retain it longer. So it's kind of, I don't know. I know every child is different, and every child is going to learn differently. But it's a matter of how you. I totally agree. Yeah, it's a matter of how you approach the situation. That's why I always say, and every year at the after you come up with your plan and you work this plan. Sometimes I say once a month do this. Look at the end. What do you want to see by the end of the month? What kind of growth should see progression by the end of the month? You shouldn't wait for a couple months and, oh, let me do some kind of assessment. You should see some consistent growth, just like kids are going through developmentally, going through stages, losing teeth and that type of thing. You should see a growth in schooling every month. They should mature. And then at the end of the year, you go in, you look at what you wrote down. Was this too much? How many times did you freak out? How many, that's why I say do it every month. Keep some notes. That way you can reflect back and say, yeah, you know what, this was too much or this was not enough. I should have been doing more. And not watching other people to let that influence you. But those things are really, really important. And those things really help me to understand, okay, maybe I need to lay off of so and so, or I need to do a little more. The kids really help me. I talk to them, I ask them things. Do you feel comfortable doing this? Was this too much? Was it not enough? And they really let me know. And they are the ones that, because if it were up to me, I think everybody was still, because I'm trying to keep them little, y'all. These are my babies. um I would be working them slower than what they want because of my own, my own pace. But I have to keep up with them. So they keep me going. They really, really keep me going. And I just kind of, it's not child led or anything, but I see the growth and I just move with it. And I figured out, if I'm moving too fast for somebody, okay, let me slow down a little bit. They need to catch up. Um, and then like the 4-year-old, she, the heck, ambulance. She does no fire truck. Like to see, she likes to do, with us and keep up, but she's only 4, and I don't have that expectation of her. I just let her do what she wants to do at her own pace, and she's doing the first grade stuff, but I have to keep in mind she's still only 4 if she doesn't want to do it. Just like if she didn't want to read, but she was ready. She kept asking me to read. So I let her go ahead and do it. But I keep that in mind. The child is only 4. How?
Next time, when doing this, when we go to the store so you get some more ketchup.
We'll see. Yeah. How do you feel about 1, grade testing, quizzing consistently for a score? 2, grade level, attaching at grade level. Okay. I don't attach grade levels. I just kind of give you guys reference points. I don't attach grade levels because we kind of work between grades. And again, I'm saying a 4-year-old in the first grade, some people can't grasp that. She's been doing the work when she was 3. Okay. And I see some saying that, and it's like the kid is not even first grade material, what they're doing. I'm like, oh my goodness. But yeah, I don't attach a grade level. He's reading on the sixth grade level, and not just reading, is fluent. The comprehension is there. And some are saying, oh, my kids are reading, 4 or 5 grade levels ahead, but they're not even fluent, and their comprehension is a first grade level. So they have to be up on all parts in order for you to put it in that grade. Um, Testing, if the test is built in in the whatever you're using, I don't see any harm in administering a test every now and then, a quiz. Um, and you don't have to tell them. It could be something oral. That's kind of how we do things, just to see. But every now and then, I will give them a piece of paper, and they can read test on the top and say, yeah, this is a test. Because you guys know they're going to go to school, and I always have this in my head. They might go to school anyway. Excuse you. You can go get a washcloth and off my in my room, and you can do that. Um, but yeah, because I want them to get in the habit. We don't have to there's no testing in our state or anything like that, but I want them to get in the habit. Because I don't want them to freak out having to take a test. And then in there, when I showed you guys the one big workbook that they do use, the comprehensive workbook, there are practice tests in there. So that's again why I really like that particular workbook. Um, Not anything that is overwhelming or stressing them out. But I'm not gonna say, oh no, we're homeschooled. We don't have any rules. We're lax. We don't have to test. You know what? I don't see a problem with it, because they're gonna have to test sometime. They gotta, learn how to drive. They gotta take a test. So you need to start. The sooner the better. But again, don't push it. And I would say in the beginning, just do, assess. Just assess. A beginning of the year assessment, a middle of the year assessment, end of the year assessment. And see what happened. Find out that they were stronger. You could have upped your game. You may find out that you were working too quickly and they needed more help in areas. If you don't do anything, that's more harm, because you go the whole year and then you go into the next grade, or and the kid is struggling in whatever, when you could have caught that a long time ago. And I see that so much. And it's like, okay, what do I do? Do I put them back, or do I just help them more? You might have to put them back a whole year. And honestly, I have seen people do that. I commend them. And that's what I would suggest. If you got to put them back 2 years, put them back, because that's an error. And if you keep going, it's not going to do anything. It's going to burn them out, and it will deflate their confidence. So again, this is why I encourage, talk to your kids so you can find out how they're feeling. Because if you don't even ask them, and you just constantly, this is what we're doing. If your kids are third, fourth, fifth grade, they're able to make decisions about what they do. If you're going to these conferences or conventions or co-ops or homeschool bookstores and things like that, take them and let them look through stuff. Let them look through it. Let them decide. Okay? Y'all are so quick to let your kids run through the grocery store and pick out junk food that they don't need. That I don't understand. Let them pick out something useful. So, yeah, they can tell you, maybe, and that'll help you, make a decision as to It'll save you in the pocket. You might be trying to buy something that they can tell you right then and there, no, this is not going to work. Not, you don't take their word for it because they just don't want to do it, but they could tell you, okay, I just don't think I would like this. This is too much. This is too easy. So that will save you from buying something and not, say, oh, well, now I've got to sell this or send it back. So, but yeah, you're not giving up total control at all. Um, so yeah, and as far as telling them, I wouldn't, I don't use red pens. I wouldn't even worry about scoring them unless I mean, not worry about scoring them. They don't have to know. They don't have to know what the score was. You take that and say, I see this question right here or this problem right here. You answered this question or problem this way. Let's talk about why you did that. And then find why they did it and help them correct it rather than focus on you missed that problem or you missed that question. Yeah, we kind of, we tend to do that a lot. And again, with those little workbooks that, the tests in there, we do that all the time. And sometimes it's because they're rushing, but I'll go back and I'm like, why did you put this answer when it says this? Explain to me. And they reread it. Oh, I should have put this one. Okay, just an honest mistake. I could have, slowed down and stuff like that. But sometimes it could be something that they really don't understand. So I say don't shy away from the stuff. And you, just because the test is built into the curriculum does not mean you have to use it, but it's there. It's there. It's been consulted on, and they chose that for a reason. You can go further than that test that's in there or quiz if you want to. But it was designed to go with the program, so why not? And if you have to come up with your own test, I say don't be basic with it. Give the kids not who, what, when, where. You don't want to be basic. You want to get them thinking about, have you ever been in this position? What do you think you would feel like? How do you think you would react? You want to give them deeper. What do we teach these kids? It's called three level questioning, and get them to think. Hey, Samira, you want to get them to think. Just don't, like I was telling somebody the other day, they were talking about, we were talking about reading and reading and getting the kids, keeping the kids reading basically, but letting them write in a little report and things like that. And so yeah, it's good to get them reading and write a report, but you also want to get them away from or even, okay, go read this chapter and come tell me what happens. Don't do that. That's not going to get that child anywhere. And that's why they're competent. People that tell me that they do that, and I'm not looking down, but I'm telling you it's a fact. When people tell me that that's what they do with their kids' comprehension is very low. Because they half read it and they half the time don't understand. And one, if you haven't read what they read, how do you know? That's why I always read everything before my kids. As tedious as it may seem to some of you guys, we get through a lot of material though, but I'm not rushing because I have to read it. And because I'm reading it, it really we take time and do things. We're not rushing through anything. So I don't just say read this, tell me what happened. We read the chapter books as a whole, even if it's at bedtime. We sit down and we discuss it, and we talk about our feelings, and we talk about our own situations that relate to that, and that challenges them, and they think longer. We have discussions about these books months later after the books have ended. That's why when you guys know I picked the Newberry books because those living books are the ones that impact them the most. They don't really, my kids are not even into 12. Pick up something every now and then, but they don't like stuff like that. They like stuff that they can really be drawn into, that they can really get a sense of the author. Actually, they can picture it in their head as I'm reading it. And I get to the end, it's like I'm telling them, okay, this is the last chapter. No, we read it again before I even finish. So, yeah, I don't just ask them, or I don't just read it and say, okay, tell me what happened. That's not how we do it. I like the idea. Tests and quizzes in this generic, in these books are especially with reading comprehension at the elementary level. Simply finding the answer in the past without yeah. And you want to get them out of it. I mean, that's good brain training, but the higher it levels that they go, it's going to get harder. It's going to get harder and harder, especially if you're going deep into literature. You know, I don't know, what did we read in school? The red fern. What is that one? I'm saying where the red fern grows. Oh, what is that book? Not that one. The Red Badge of Courage. The Scarlet Letter. Shakespeare. Hawthorne. That stuff you can't just read a passage and you can't just do that. Now I don't know that that's where my end is because that's what I saw these kids had to do at the university, and that's what I know I had to do. So I have to do that with my kids. If you're not wanting your kids on that path, then maybe tell me what you read is fine. Okay, that might be fine, um, if it works for you, then fine. I'm saying the majority of the people that I hear say that or write down to write a little essay about what happened, the kids' comprehension is very low and very poor, and they're pushing them to read higher levels. Or they say the child is saying, I'm bored with reading. It's not that they're bored, they're struggling because they don't understand half the stuff they're reading. That's a good idea. I don't think a lot of school teachers do that, taking their time with their students. They expect their kids to be on a certain level by the end of elementary school instead. Yeah, we take the time. We sit down. Like I said, we will. I have a big stack of books because that is what we do. These chapter books are big, they are long, but I will sit. These kids will sit down with some Play-Doh or some whatever, and they will color and draw and write or whatever while I'm reading. I get a good hour in the morning and in the afternoon. So I can do two books at a time or I can just do that one. They don't want me to stop. So I'm a very quick reader and they understand. And, spending a good hour, we can get through a good 4, 6 chapters, just in one sitting. So that's the reason why you guys will see when I showed you in the planning, there was a whole list. Some of those were not even full chapter books, but I have a stack of chapter books we can get through with no problem. No problem at all. We're not going anywhere. We're just sitting here reading. And I would prefer them to do that than to watch TV. And, sometimes I just, I get tired. I'm like, you know what? I need a break. Is it lunchtime yet? But it's fun because I'm seeing that they're getting this and this is what they like. And again, they can come back months later and explain this book and tell me, all about it. So and so did this like us and like me, and maybe I can do this. And okay, but Yeah, they label them as special, which is wrong because I'm friends with the kids like that and they are smarter. Yeah, unless more than other kids. Yep. But yeah, you cannot these you have to challenge them and you have to get out of that. You want to, just like when they're writing, you want details. You don't want them to just tell you what happened. Some kids can fake the passage is just looking for the main idea. They can fake that, no problem. I watched somebody talk about testing their kids, and they never would have thought it. And the mother was a school teacher for 35 years, and she encouraged her to test these kids. And she was like, "No, I don't need to. I don't need to." And one of them, I think, was probably like third grade. The other one was kindergarten or somewhere in there like that. Um, but finally tested them, and what she expected in the beginning was the boy to do better and the girl not to do um, better, but not, I mean, not in a bad way, but it was the complete opposite. And she was like, "Oh my goodness, I thought he could." And he just, and she said, "From now on, I am going to keep testing them." Because they had not encountered any kind of testing. He froze stuff that she knew he knew, and he couldn't cut it. But the little girl, she was scoring way above her grade level. Judy, yes, yes, that's Judy, yes, yes, Tanya, Judy. Thank you for adding Judy's name. But yeah, so I encourage you guys to test them, and you don't have to anything strenuous, but do get them in the morning. Don't stress them out. Get them in the morning when they haven't done anything else, and make sure you feed them well and stuff like that. But get them in the morning and do some, even if it's just a basic assessment. But yeah, test them, and that way you can see for real. Because again, some of these kids, they can fake stuff really easily. And we can fake stuff. You learn the little trick. Every other answer is C, and it come out to be right. So you want to watch. Judy is the one who inspired me. Okay, okay. To start full time beginning this year after meeting with her. Wow. Well, that's great. But yeah, she's good. So yeah, I get my own kids. I watch my younger son, him, especially with his math. He's really his mental math is really good, but he's so quick that he really, I know he can give me the answers, and sometimes it's like, okay, I just want to get this done, and I think, okay, and I'm telling the answer, but I need to make sure that he can actually, I need to see the steps, because if I start doing that now, then I'm going to ease up on him later on. And math is one of those things you cannot slack on. My older son was like that. He would get he would miss steps, but he would come out with the right answer, and it eventually it caught up with them. And I'm like, dude, you can't, and it got to a point he couldn't remember the step he was supposed to put in. And I'm like, you know what, this is not going to cut it. You're going to have to go back and start from here to show me, because you cannot miss these steps. Even if you know it in your head, you have to be able to put it on the paper. So yeah, don't slacken. Even if it's a one of those Spectrum test books, get one of those. Those are good. I used to always go and get those things from Barnes and Noble. Get one of those and work through that every now and then. And yes, they are, basic filling the answer thing, but it gets them in the habit, and it does. They are written. If get a higher grade level. I hear some get a lower grade level, but if you need something to challenge them, they are written in specific ways for these children. to just make sure they're on target. Mm-mm. I'm trying to think of what else. Let's see, what did I do? So yeah, I think I did. I stopped with some math, and I can't I was using Math Mammoth. I like her little test, and every now and then I will pull out their test for just a quick, simple test. And there are really no frills, and they really help. There's not pressure on the kids or anything. They don't look like anything scary, and so those really help them out. They help me out when it comes to their math. I thought about using the Texas Star test from the previous years. Yeah, you can do that. Yep, you sure can. So just don't be afraid. And yeah, I think sometimes it's easy for people to say, especially for us in Texas, oh, well, you just don't know because you're in this kind of state. But, you know, that is it's a the little let me think, what is that thing called, that map. Oh my gosh, that thing gets on something else I don't want to bring in right now, but people try to put so much emphasis on it. Oh, we're a very restrictive state, we're low restrictive, there's no restrictions. You know what, even the people in the high restricted states, I have a friend in actually I have a couple of friends in the state of New York have been homeschooling their kids 10 years plus. It's not that serious. It's not that serious. And they're doing awesome. They are, I mean, they're fine. Um, it's just not that serious. And I see here, and I see what they're doing. And some of them are not doing, what is required, but they're doing it. So I would not be afraid of that map and them colors. Do what you need to do. Yes, you are going to be checked on. One, what I wouldn't do was be following somebody else, because you are going to be checked on. So I wouldn't be following nobody else. I wouldn't care what anybody else is doing, because they really cannot tell you what to do. But as long as you cover your bases, you're going to be fine. I have had, let's see, where were we? I've had the experience in California. In California, I heard somebody said it's hard. California is no different than Texas. It's so easy to homeschool in California. I don't know, that was a miss. I don't know where the person got the information from, but it's just not true. And there's so much help. So yeah, if I had my choice, I would go back. They got some crazy laws when it comes to stuff they try to pass, but school wise, it's lax. It's very lax. It's just more. Now, for us, the only thing that is, I mean, it's great here. We're like the greatest state, but a lot of people don't know that in Texas, there are no laws protecting homeschool families. Okay, that's the caveat. We have no laws protecting us. So, some people, they don't understand that, and then it makes them run scared. Okay, leper stepped in a long time ago, and out at the Capitol, and the semi, and all the phones, and all the marching, and the everybody out there. I mean, That case just blew legislator away, and that is the reason why it's legal, and they left us alone, and they will never take away our right, our freedom. It's just not going to happen. But those cases where those odd cases where they say the state will come in, it's odd, it's rare, it's random, and they always have to step back. Always. There's not been a case, save for the Turnpin case that left and went to California. If somebody had actually stepped in, because and then they just moved, they would have been in trouble. Yeah, they would have been in trouble. Would they have been in a lot of trouble? Given our state, probably not. But they would have been in trouble. But out there, they're trying to persecute them. And not so much persecute them for the homeschooling, but persecute them for the abuse, the neglect. And same thing here. They would have been going after the neglect, not after the homeschool stuff. So, oh goodness, this thing is falling. But yeah, I understand. Everybody in every case and having to answer. I've watched people. I know people. That tell me the process of their testing and their portfolios and what they have to do. Not that serious. It's serious, but it's not that serious. And again, we're like, because it just it became too much, and yeah, they were like, I didn't know what to do, and then they would tell me during the evaluation, we didn't need this, we didn't need this, we didn't need this. It was just too much because they were being influenced by somebody else. So my biggest thing is just do what you know. Yes, refer to your HSLDA and go from there. Don't worry about what anybody else is doing. Or children. Oh yeah, but I'm trying to think what else. Let's say about the testing. Hmm. Some I know those of you that have to standardize test the kids. That should be a good measure. And I do hear people talking about the test, and a couple of people talked about the results and things like that. And you guys don't have to be in a state that, I mean, if I want to standardize test the kids, I can standardize test them. You can buy the test. And I think that's something for everybody to look at. I think it is another one of my peeves in this community is ego inflation in homeschoolers. Homeschoolers are blowing public school kids out the water. They're this, they're that. Sometimes that's inflated ego. I'm not gonna put any name or anything like that, but especially with what I see through the community, what I hear back, and the hardships and the whatever, and the kid is not doing this. Okay, well, if the kid is not doing that, how on earth is the kid performing better than, because in school, at least even if they're not doing it all day, they have to. The teacher's not avoiding stuff like the plague, whereas homeschool parents will avoid stuff like the plague. My kid doesn't want to write. I don't give a doggone what you want to do. The law said you have to go to school. You're not watching TV, but you're going to sit down and write. But some of y'all will avoid that like the plague. They hate it. And I don't understand. I do not understand. Homeschool your children. Yeah. Yeah, the government, I mean, they're going to do that anyway. That just, some states will let stuff pass, but not all of them. You just have to watch who you put in place. and in office. Now that the kids are headed to school, are you going to do anything to supplement? Yeah, and they're not going to school right away, y'all. It and I said that just to kind of get you guys kind of in the loop, but they're not going to school right away. It could be at the new year. So I don't know. I just know it's not going to be right in the beginning of the school year. We have a lot of stuff going on, and I think school starts when we need to be in California, if I'm not mistaken, or before we get back, so they wouldn't make it anyway. And yeah, so it'll be a couple of months. So we're still going to be homeschooling up at that point, and then when I do, I'm still homeschooling them when they are in school. I just need to I have some more work that I need to focus on, and I really need to focus, and I need them out of the house, or I need them supervised so that I'm not interrupted. So yeah, I'm taking the easy way out and sending them to daycare in the public school, you know, because we already paying for it. So um and they're, these kids are bright enough. Hey, what is the noise? Um they use good discernment. My kid, yeah, they are so so quick. So I'm not really too concerned. I'm not saying that I'm not concerned, because yes, they're going out among other kids, and yes, I did say the thing about the neighborhood kids and all of that. I am concerned, but I'm not terrified. Oh, I'm getting ready to mess up my kids because I'm putting them in school. I could be messing them up, sitting them right here. Who knows? But the thing is, I can bring them home if I need to, if they in on. So yeah, whatever I feel that they're not getting there, they will get at home. The same way I did my older kids when they were in school. And the teachers did appreciate that, and during the summers and stuff like that, they knew what we were doing and what I was doing with them, so they appreciated that. Did after schooling for 3 years, supplementing either after school for an hour each day or a few hours on the weekend. Yeah, it's the time to transition after seeing a lot. Yeah, and it's not, not the homework thing. We're just going to keep homeschooling like normal. And yeah, they probably going to get some homework or whatever, but we're going to keep doing what we're doing. Tell her to bring them out. Tell her tell her to take them out of there. So, but yeah, I don't want to give them that just put them in there and just leave them hanging like that, because I know it's going to be a huge difference. And it's going to be a big transition. So I think I did really well to get them to the point that I did, especially especially because they're at the level now where they're going to have to. It's expected. And I hear that so often. Oh, well, the kids are so little. It's not that you push them, but you have to teach them. You have to train them. And the earlier you do it, the easier it is. If you wait until they get old, oh, well, I want to wait until fifth grade, sixth grade, that's not going to help you, because it's going to take you longer to break them out of the habits that they've already developed. If you break the habits early, then it'll be easier. Again, I hear this word hate. We don't use that word, and I've never said hate for anything, that's a very strong word. And I really wish people think when they use that word. I know it just comes off easy, but and then put your kid in it. I don't know. It's an opposition, but it's just something you have to do. Some people don't like to get up and go to work. Okay, that's all right. Go sit down. Yeah, people have to get up and go to work every day. They don't like to, but they have to. And for a child to tell me something that they dislike, okay, I get it, but guess what? You're a child. Unless it's a medical condition, something that's going to cause you to fall over, you just going to have to suck it up until you know. I'm not going to back down. That's it. So, that's that millennial mom stuff I see. Anyway, let me get in here, get these kids situated. Oh, I was reading. I had a notification pop up on the library. Okay, on the library tour. That's a really nice library. We would love to visit it. We probably would be there every day doing school, etc. Yes, y'all. Library is life. Library is lit. That's what these kids say. It's lit. It's so calm there. It really is pretty, and we really could spend all day, um, every day, save for the parking. But we can eat and all kind of stuff in the library. But I think, yeah, we don't have anywhere that does. Actually, we do. I wonder they might, and I wouldn't mind a monthly parking. I would not mind that. I would pay it. Because I know some of our garages are monthly like that. So if it ever happens, I might just do a monthly thing. Because it's worth it. It is definitely worth it. Can't walk across the lake from the park. But yeah. I would definitely hang out every day at the library if I could. Anyway, I'm going to get in here and get these kids situated. Like I said, I will be back with some more vlogs. If you did not check out the library tour, check out the library. And I left a link to the actual site to the library so you can see all the things that it has to offer. And what is it coming up? Puppet show. Well, it's already started, but there's puppet shows. This current one is King Midas, and you guys know they did a literature unit on, or narration on King Midas. Um, so they're all over King Midas. But it's a lot of stuff there. There's a STEM stuff and all kinds of stuff. So check it out. And maybe if you're ever in this neck of the woods, you can stop at the library. Yeah, give you guys this last little glimpse. Everything's up except for their baskets because that's their stuff. So yeah, and then I got a stack of stuff in a actually half of my stuff already, yeah, half the stuff is already gone. I can't even, y'all will see the stuff later. I have a bag down here that I kept out, and it's ready to go. Well, yeah, half that stuff is already at the other house. So it's kind of hard to share, but this is the room. There's some trash right there. There's some randomness. Let me see. I'm going to flip you to this bookcase so you can see what's left. And the stuff is staying on the case. See? So she took quite a bit of stuff. But some board books down there. And I don't know what it is. I just turn them around so I don't look at it because I'm not finna put that stuff in the box. Not at all. But yeah, that's what we looking like. And there's my little stack of stuff and my little bag of stuff there I had left out. But and then over there, there's all the stuff that I will be sharing with you guys in my IKEA bag. So that's the stuff. Um, yeah, and I think there's like the book haul I never did or two that's in there. So yeah, that's it. Everything else has been put up, packed up, put away, and like I said, this is the last time you gonna see this room. So whatever has been taken out, the shelves, trashed. So like I said, the only thing I'm probably keeping is this, and I don't know until I get ready to move it. It may not make it, but the other one, no. So alrighty, y'all. Something else I want to tell you guys about too. I have to show you the vlog, but the printer. I'm gonna show you guys the vlog. Anywho, um, yeah, and I told you guys I would tell you if something was up. Something's up, and I mean it's to be expected after what I told you guys, but yeah, not a whole major deal because I did disclose it in the beginning, but yeah, you know, you have to use you're encouraged to use genuine ink because of what could happen, but I told you guys that in the beginning. So as long as you don't mind running the risk of having to purchase a new one or something, I said to that effect, then don't worry about the refillables. But you know, if money is an option, then you want to buy the genuine ink. But yeah, this sucker was only $100. It was on sale, and it was only 150. So it's not a loss. I'm just not finna deal with it right now. But if I have to, I'll get another one. So but yeah, I'm gonna just try to clean it and first see. But I did vlog that, so I'll share with that. What are you doing? So probably about Wednesday, and I'll probably come up with another. I might do another live, or I might do I'll have a vlog or two up. Probably Wednesday. Until probably Wednesday. In any case, I will talk to you all in the comments. Have a good evening, and see you next time.